Hello, everyone, and welcome in. We are glad that you joined us today. Just going to give everybody a few moments to enter in to the meeting, and then we will get started. Thank you for your patience. If you're just entering in, welcome. Just going to give everybody one more minute to come on in, and then we will get started. Alrighty, looks like we should be good to go. Again, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us. Really excited that you're here. We have an awesome presentation and demo in store for you today. If any questions do pop up for you during the presentation, please feel free to just drop those in the question box on the right-hand side on your control panel, and we will be sure to get those answered for you. Thank you so much, and I'll turn it over to our presenter.
Thank you, Madison, and welcome everybody. Thank you for joining this evening or morning, wherever you are in the world. So let's dive into AttackIQ Flex and talk about the new features and functionality we have in the platform. Before we do, let me just introduce myself. So I'm Andrew Habib Parker. I'm the Technical Director for the Europe, Middle East and Africa sides of the AttackIQ business. And if you can't tell by the accent, I'm based in the UK. I've been with AttackIQ just coming up to 3 years, but in IT and cybersecurity for the last 24 years. So starting to show my age. And if you want to get hold of me or speak to me, feel free to drop me a LinkedIn or email me. So I'm going to walk you through a few items on the agenda today. I'm going to take you through the AttackIQ product portfolio first, just to show you where Flex fits into our grand scheme of products that we have. I'll then take you through a live demo. I'm a bit brave, so I'm going to try and do it live and show you the AttackIQ platform in action. And then we'll dive into the PCAP Replay piece as well. So I'll show you how that works. And obviously, as part of the demo for Flex, I'll show you how Flex product works in its entirety. And then finally, we'll do a little wrap up with some great resources we have for you here at AttackIQ that I think you'll absolutely love. If you haven't seen them before, I'll take you through those as well. So without further ado, let's dive into the product portfolio. So what are we trying to achieve at AttackIQ? Well, it's all about helping you understand the effectiveness of your cybersecurity posture or program that you have. And it's very important to understand how effective that is, because ultimately we're all judged by that in cybersecurity. Now, we all have invested heavily in cybersecurity tools, be that firewalls, EDRs, NDRs, network detection and response technologies, IPSs, web application firewalls. Most organizations have, on average, about 40 different security tools in their arsenal that they can use to help protect themselves. But the challenge we have is we don't test those security controls effectively and regularly enough to understand whether they are actually doing the job you purchased them for. And of course, security technologies, like any piece of software, they get updated and configuration changes, It might be an update from the software vendor, and you want to ensure that at each point, those security controls are working as you expect them to work. So with AttackIQ, what we're trying to help you achieve is to get you that visibility of how those security controls are reacting. And that could be against known techniques from the MITRE ATT&CK framework and elsewhere, against threat actors that are using those techniques, so you can see how that security control reacts against those techniques. Or it could be just a test to understand whether that security control is effective by itself. And ultimately, it's going to help you make those informed decisions and better help you understand if your cybersecurity program is effective or where you may need to take corrective action through mitigation steps. So that's our mission, to help you achieve a greater level of success with your cybersecurity program. Now, how do we do that? Well, we have a suite of products. And I'm going to start with Flex. So Flex is an amazing capability that we launched earlier this year. And it's an agentless testing as a service. So it's self-service. It's very, very simple, and I'll show you how simple it is when we get to the demo. But the main thing here is it's agentless. It's giving you the ability to run techniques on endpoints, and today it's Windows endpoints. Linux is something we're looking at as a future version and release. But it's going to allow you to run techniques in that environment on machines without deploying or installing an agent. It's a very unique technology. We then move to Ready. So Readies are fully managed service. So breach and attack simulation as a service, where AttackIQ will help run that service for you in order to provide the outcomes. So Ready is an agent-based platform, and it's going to give you visibility of whether security controls are effective from both a prevention perspective. So if you run a technique, maybe trying to dump credentials from a machine, does a security control stop that, your EDR, for example? And it's also going to help you with visibility of which technology detected that activity. Along, if you've got a SIEM as well, it will give you that visibility too. So it's similar to Flex, but it's agent-based, and it extends the capabilities from both a management perspective, because AttackIQ is managing for you, and also the detection capability. And then we have our enterprise product. So our flagship product that AttackIQ is well known for. And this provides all of our content in the platform. It allows you to fully customize the platform from content through to managing integrations. So where you have a fully red team, blue team, and a SOC in-house, this allows those teams to effectively manage the AttackIQ platform and use it for their specific requirements. So loved by the red teams because it allows them to automate all their existing scripts and techniques that they're running in the environment, and obviously run it across a much broader range of the or extent of the environment than they could do manually. And also great for the blue teams, where we provide the detection capabilities and also detection engineering roles that you can use as well. So those are our three products in our portfolio. I have a little chart here with those differences between them. I won't go through all of these, but as you can see, as you go from Flex to Ready to Enterprise, the features increase as you go through. Now, Flex is built and designed for anybody to run it. So it could be home user, for example. It's very easy, low bar to entry, built for those small organizations, but also enterprise organizations can use Flex as well. Good use cases if you have a business unit where you can't physically deploy an agent, because both Ready and Enterprise is agent-based. Then you could use Flex to run the package, Flex package, and it will give you the output within that environment. So as the name suggests, it's very, very flexible. Obviously ready for those that maybe don't have a team to run the AttackIQ platform, but still want the features and capability that we have in there. And therefore, Red is a much better option if you don't have the resources or the time to manage a product like AttackIQ Enterprise. And then, obviously, if you do, and you want full features, all of the capabilities, then AttackIQ Enterprise is the thing to go for. So let's dive into Flex in a bit more detail. So let's try a live demo and see how this works out. So I'm going to end the slideshow here a second, and we should be in the Flex portal. So Flex is designed to be as simple as possible. And it's as simple as this to get up and running. So AttackIQ will provide you the portal. And you've got 3 steps. You download a test package. You then run that test package on a machine. It's going to produce an encrypted output that you then upload into this Flex tenancy. And then that's going to produce a report for you. And it's the report that ultimately that you're paying for. Now, Flex is credit-based. You can see I've got a number of credits here that I can utilize, and different packages have different numbers of credits that they cost. So let's go and have a look at some of the packages. So if I go to the test package here, and you see we also have some free content. So you can use Flex for free. So we provide some really fantastic content that you can use out of the box for free. So if you want to test your endpoint antivirus or you want to test against the reslider, and we do rotate these from time to time, so you'll be able to get new free content if you use the platform. And then we've got a whole range of other capabilities. So you can see available test packages, and you can see the number of credits that it will cost. Now, you don't use the credits until after you've uploaded the output, and when you're ready to view the actual report, it'll say it'll cost 5 credits, and therefore you click on the button and it will use those 5 credits to show you the report. So you're not paying up front. It's actually when you use the credits is when you want to produce that report. So you can run a lot of these actual test packages and then decide which ones you want to use the credits. So you can see it's sort of split into 2 areas. One is the threat actor campaigns, so bootloader, Kimsuki, and then we've got the security control validation elements as well. So we just scroll down a little bit more. We've got content filtering, endpoint antivirus as there was higher up as one of the featured packages, endpoint EDR, next-gen firewall testing. So good range of content in the platform as today, and we're constantly adding new packages as well. This is all under rapid development, so you'll see a lot more content as the weeks and months roll on. Good, so let's go and test this. So if I just bring up a machine here. So I've downloaded some of my packages. In fact, I've got all the packages here on this machine. So these are ones I've gone to the actual package and I've downloaded it, and that will give you the instructions of what to do. You just download it and then copy that to the machine you want to run it on. Or if you want to provide the link to someone, you can just click on the copy link, and then you can drop that in an email to someone so that they can run it on a machine for you. So once you've got that package over to the machine, it's just a case of selecting one to run. So I'll just pick any old one, and then that will start extracting the files within the executable, because these are all executable files. So a packaged exe, and then it will extract that and then run the tests. So this will take a few minutes to do, but ultimately, once that's run, what you get is a output. And I've just dropped the Flex outputs here of ones I've run previously. So I've got these encrypted outputs, which I can then take and drop into the Flex portal. So if I just go back to the Flex portal. So to do that, you just go to the Analyze tab, and you can see you've got an area here to upload or just to drag and drop. Once you drag and drop, the file will drop down here. And at the point of dragging and dropping a file in here, you can label it, give it more details, so you've got a bit more context around what this package was, maybe what it was run on. So you have that, well, you see what test point it's run on here, but it allows you to add more context to help you understand what that report was for. So once you've done that, then you can select which ones you want to view. So it's only at this point that you use the credits, as I mentioned. So maybe I want to look at the bootloader one. So I click view. It says you want to confirm to use those credits. I can click on it, and then that will take me to the report. And then from here, you can download this report and use that as you see fit. Now, the threat emulation, so the adversary packages here, they utilize our enterprise attack graph capability, which is a way of emulating threat actor campaigns in an accurate manner through the use of what we call scenarios and chaining those scenarios together. So if one scenario is run and it is prevented by security control, then depending on what you want to do next, decides which path it takes. So there's two paths, one if it's prevented, one if it's not prevented, and then you can decide if it's prevented, well, if I was trying to dump credentials, let's try a different mechanism of dumping those credentials. So it gives you that ability to fully emulate a threat actor kill chain in a very, very simple manner, and also in a visual manner in enterprise. With Flex, we've packaged all that up into the Flex package, so you don't need to worry about how it's running that, because we take care of that for you. So the report is very detailed. It gives you lots of information around the results of the assessment. So in this case, on my system, my test system that I ran this Flex package on, I got a 33.3% prevention effectiveness score here. And we've also provided you a global score. So this 50% global score is where other customers that have run this same Flex package have averaged out. So 50 is where we'd expect it to be, whereas I'm below that threshold. So just a nice little indicator there. We go into more detail about the actual Flex package that you run, obviously around bootloader and what that entails. High-level results. So we can see we've got 3 stages in this attack graph on this package. The actual initial access and execution of the bootloader delivery, initial access and execution of the payload staging, and then discovery and local system reconnaissance. We see what was prevented out of the 6 techniques that were run in this first stage. 2 were not prevented. And then the second stage, 2 were prevented and 6 were not prevented. And then we didn't make it onto the third stage because the attack graph would have ended at that point. And we can see that as we go through. So testing methodologies, and then into the details of the actual techniques used by bootloader and all the intelligence that you require to understand how this works. And just to give you if I zoom in here, you'll be able to see the attack graph. And you can find these on our research page on the attackiq.com/research, or on our blogs page. We post these, and we talk about each of the steps and what they do and what the intent of that is by the threat actor. But we also provide that detail in this report as well, so it gives you that context to hand. So as you can see, stage 1 is the initial access and execution. We can see the links to the MITRE ATT&CK framework, TIDs there, so tactics, techniques, and sub-techniques there. So you will get a good understanding of what this attack graph is doing and what the threat actor does in their campaign. Then scrolling through, you can see the scenarios that will run in this package, so you've got full visibility of that. Along with the results, we're going to go into a bit more detail about the results as we go through. And then we'll give you the mitigations we recommend. So the mitigations are related to the techniques that were not prevented. So you can see here, we do provide Sigma rules. So really, really cool. If you want to take that Sigma rule and use it for detection engineering purposes, so you want to use that in maybe your Splunk SIEM or CrowdStrike Falcon endpoint detection and response, you can go and do that because it's that common Sigma format. So really great value. You can see for each of those stages, and so on and so forth. So there's just one other report, and obviously each report is slightly different depending on what it's tailored to. So let's talk about the PCAP replay. So now you got a better understanding of Flex. Let me just flick back to the slides here a second. Okay. So how does the PCAP replay work? Well, we've got 2 packages as of today, and one of them is the next-gen firewall. And this is where we're going to actually replay PCAPs between 2 systems, and one of the system being the system you're running the Flex package on. And the other one is a system that we host on the internet within our AttackIQ cloud. And I'll show you that in a second. We can see in here that for the next generation firewall security control baseline package, we have a range of PCAPs that we're going to be running. And again, this is a feature we have in our enterprise product. So we've taken that capability, which is agent-based, and our engineering team have done an amazing job fitting this into an agentless capability and creating all of the extra infrastructure required for that to work for a large range of customers. So you can see there's a whole range of PCAPs here. So from trying to download a registry, a Windows registry.reg file, batch files to see if your firewall content filter is going to stop that. Trying to do a remote desktop out over port 443, something you'd expect to be stopped by your firewall when you're trying to run a port within a port, along with some C2 web communication there as well, and trying to download some malicious files to see if that gets stopped. And of course, it's PCAP, so it's as real-world traffic as you can get. And then you can see the types of technologies that this security control baseline is expecting to exercise. So anti-malware, application filtering, so on and so forth. So if your next-gen firewall has those capabilities, or you may have another device that has that, it's going to test those too. And then on the how does it work? Well, Flex is very simple by nature, and so is how we've designed this. So it's very simple. It's the package, so the Flex package you're going to run on the machine. So if we take that next generation firewall one, we're going to run that. It's going to communicate and try and replay that PCAP out to our systems in our threat cloud, and it's going to try and replay that back. Now, if the firewall or content filter stops that, clearly it's not going to be successful, and therefore we can provide that result in the report for you. So you can see exactly what's prevented or not prevented. So let's go and have a look at one of those. So let me hop back to the machine here. Well, in fact, let me go back to the Flex portal here. So let's go to Analyze, because I ran one earlier. So there's actually two that use PCAP. I mentioned the network one. There's also a C2 one as well. So let me just see if I can find that. I did it here earlier. So yeah, here we go. So you can see the prefixed with PCAP. So if I click Web Communication, we can look at the report again. So again, similar to what I showed you on the last one around bootloader, but this time slightly different in how we're presenting the data. So there's no global element here, but we're showing that effectively you're 70% effective with running this particular package. So it stopped 70% of the techniques. Again, we're going to the testing methodology so you understand the background. In this command and control package, we actually have 10 scenarios. And we can see those 10 scenarios and what was prevented or not prevented on this screen here. So we can see the majority were prevented, but 3 were not. So you can see trying to do a command and control activity by Bing, trying to do Quackbot, something you'd want to stop in the environment, and then another one here that was not prevented. Again, got recommendations. So we want to get to the detail of, you know, what can you do to prevent it. We're providing those details here for you as well, along with any external links that make sense to have. So you can see different targets here and URLs that will give you additional context on what you can do. So that's the PCAP replay part. So next I want to share with you some resources that hopefully you've seen some of these resources, but if not, then you're going to be in for some great content. So let me just bring up my slide here again. Okay. So our advanced adversarial research team, so ART, they're our team at AttackIQ that build the content around threat actor campaigns and techniques. And they work a lot on the attack graph side as well, so building those graphs to fully emulate that threat actor kill chain. They do an amazing job building that content, but they also do an amazing job documenting that content and putting it on our research page. So if I just quickly go and show you the research page, because it's definitely something you want to sign up to. So if I just go to Insights, we have our page where you can subscribe to our research. And then if you scroll down, you'll see the research here, so the latest research that we have. So if we take something like the CISA advisory here, we have all the details around this and what is being run or what techniques are being run in this particular campaign. So this is one is around lockbit 3, and we're giving you all of the, again, MITRE ATT&CK techniques and how these are used and how we can emulate those in the AttackIQ platform as well. So really good intelligence. Highly recommend you subscribe to that, and you can also get to them from our blog as well. So exactly the same content, but just straight to the content rather than having to scroll down. So there's really, really good stuff there. Highly recommend you have a look. And then a few more resources that I think you'll absolutely love. One is our AttackIQ Academy. So if any of you out there haven't heard of our AttackIQ Academy, please go to the Academy. It's an absolutely free resource available to you. And there's a whole range of award-winning content on there. We set this up about 3.5 years ago now, and we've got over 54,000 students from over 190 countries that participate in the Academy. So it's been wildly successful and it's continuing to grow, and we're continually adding new content in there as well. So we have several learning paths, so 5 learning paths, over 28 courses in there now that you can access for free. So everything from operationalizing the MITRE ATT&CK framework through to the latest MITRE Ingenuity Center for Threat Informed Defense projects on there that AttackIQ are a part of. So highly recommend you have a look because it's a free resource, and if you think there's anybody in your team that would benefit from it, please spread the word. And then not only that, we have a range of other resources on our AttackIQ website. So everything from our dummies guide series through to our 101 guide series, and plus some new ones we've just done with O'Reilly, and I think you'll find real benefit. So we heavily invest in trying to get the information out there to people in the cybersecurity field to help them improve their knowledge and help understand how best to protect yourself from damaging cyber threats. And then just 2 other resources that to call out is our YouTube channel. So we do have a YouTube channel. You'll find all of our previous weekly demos, webinars on there, along with all of our content from our Purple Hats conference on there. So if you haven't participated in our Purple Hats conference, it's on typically every April, then we have all the recordings on there as well. And then finally, we have our podcasts. So yep, we have some great podcasts too. So if audio's your media of choice, feel free to subscribe. That concludes the presentation for today. So if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Not seeing any questions in the box at the moment, but we'll just maybe give it a minute and see what we got. Not seeing anything, so I think we are good to go. Thank you again, Andrew, and thank you all of us for joining today. All of you, we really appreciate it, and we will see you on the next one. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.